So let's stand at the back of our mat. Let's get our feet hip width apart and just take a nice big deep breath. We've all had a little craziness in our day yesterday. So today I want to flow and I want to breathe. So that's the focus today. Flow and breathe. Do what you can. If anything doesn't feel right, don't do it. We always have child's pose as a modification. Okay, let's sweep the right arm up and the left one back and switch. So try to be mindful to keep the ribs pulling in a little bit here so they don't pop out too much. And let's go through a few more. Great job. Another big deep breath. And we're going to fold all the way down with your knees bent. So try to keep your shoulders retracted here. Good morning, Jan. Just hang out in this forward fold. Nice, easy breathing in and out through the nose. Let's get some good blood flow to our face. So in this forward fold, I want you to always keep your knees bent a little bit here. Okay, let's bring the hands above the knees. You're going to lead with your head first and meet me back in a standing position. Nice. Sweep the right arm up, take your gaze and look up. So really here, try to reach the arm nice and long as you pull the shoulder down. And switch sides. Reach, look up. And again, other side. Getting a nice little side body stretch going on. And switch again. Great job. Make a fist, thumbs up. I'm going to show you the side view. I'm going to start moving my hips back. Keep that nice little curve in the spine and just come halfway down. Now we're going to really elevate those elbows and feel the difference in the upper back. So that's feeling this. As we just do maybe 3 more here. Now, whenever we do a forward fold today, please be mindful to pull the tummy in towards the spine, right? We want to hollow it out best we can. Okay, now we're going to just come all the way down. Walk your hands down your legs. Maybe you hold on to your ankles. Maybe you get your hands out in front. Now bend your knees. We're going to take baby steps with our hands and walk out to a plank. So here we want to keep bends in the elbows all the time. You're taking your gaze off the end of your mat, so your neck is nice and neutral. Legs are straight, the heels are pressing towards the back of your room. Okay, in slow motion, bring the chest through the arms. You go as far as you can still see the arms in your vision, and then you stop. So you don't want to lose the sight of your arms here. Let's elevate high on the toes. And now slowly drive those heels down. Lift up. And lower. And up. And now bring those shoulders back over your wrists. Let's put our knees on the floor. Do a nice slow halfway hover to up dog. So we're only going halfway. You want to be mindful when you do that you don't let the shoulders round forward. So let's lift the hips up and back towards the heels and right back into your down dog. Elevate onto the toes, bring the shoulders forward. Let's put those knees down. Take your gaze off the end of your mat, do a halfway hover, right back to up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. One more time through, bring it forward, knees are down, halfway, up dog, hips up and back, and down dog. We're going to walk our feet towards the center of the mat and your hands back to your feet. Relax here for a few breaths. Hollowing out the tummy, we're going to inhale, unhinge through the hips, do a reverse swan dive in slow motion. Sweep your arms sky. Now you don't need to bring the hands together. You want to try to keep the shoulders nice and broad here, okay? So you can have your hands open if that feels better. Now we're going to come all the way down again, pushing your hips back and all the weight in the back of the heels. Back to your forward fold. Now this time we're going to inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release back down. Once again, a slow reverse swan dive back to standing. Sweep your arms up and all the way back down. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Take your hands to the mat, step your feet back to your high plank, and now we're going to pull the left foot forward, up between both your hands, and you're going to take your right knee to the floor. Just let the hips come forward, kind of let them hang out where they want to. Just a little stretch here into that inner thigh. Now we're going to bring that left hand to the inside of the front foot, and you're going to take your left knee and press it into the arm. We want you to feel an activation of the inner thigh muscle here. And then release it and press it in. Keep breaks in your elbows. Release it. Press it in. Nice job. Take that left hand on the outside. You're going to come up and sweep your arms sky. Nice. You're going to do a little pelvic tilt up. So you feel a pull and a release in this front hip flexor. Just hang out here and breathe. Toes are tucked under on that back foot so you feel stable. We're going to come back down with the arms on either side of that front foot. You're going to come off that knee in the back, and we're going to step back to our plank. I'm going to do a halfway hover to up dog. I'm going to press my hips up and back while my knees are on the floor. Then I'm going to meet in a down dog. Let's pedal out our feet so we get a really good stretch in our calves. So important for those of us walking and jogging and running a lot. Now let's hold the left heel down. Just hang out here for a few breaths. As I mentioned before, you want to make sure you can see both of your arms in your peripheral vision. Just breathe. And let's switch. Lower that right heel down. Oh, feels so good. I always have a calf tighter than the other, and this is my tight one. Okay, elevate onto the toes. Let the shoulders come forward so they're stacking over your wrists. Hold your high plank. And now we're going to bring the right foot up between our hands. We're going to lower that left knee to the mat and just let the hips come forward. Should feel good. Okay, let's bring that right hand to the inside and let's get our inner thigh activated. So you're pressing that knee best you can into the arm, creating that isometric activation. And then release it and engage it, press. Take your gaze off the end of your mat. You want to always keep that neck nice and neutral. Press in and release it. Nice. Sweep those arms all the way up. Nice little stretch for the hip flexor. Make sure you're doing that little pelvic tilt up so you get the most out of this. 3 more breaths here. Try to keep the shoulders nice and broad. We don't want to be, all squinched up. That's not a good look. Okay, let's take those hands down. You're going to come off the knee this time. Sweep your arms up. Let's elevate nice and high onto the toes on the back foot. Now you're going to take the arms by your side, step that foot in, and take the right one back. Sweep your arms sky. High on the toes on that back foot this time. And let's do that again. Step in, step your other foot back. You want to make sure you have good distance, good width between the front and back foot so you feel nice and stable. Step forward and switch. Last time. Take your gaze, look up. 3 big breaths here. And step in. Step your left leg back. You're going to sweep the arms back behind you, keeping your chest nice and proud. Maybe if you feel a little shaky, move the right foot to the right. Your knee is a little bit behind the ankle, and we're just going to hinge through our hips slowly without moving the front leg. Elevate nice and high on the back toes. Just hold this and breathe. Now we're going to sweep the arms forward. They're parallel to the floor. Really reach so the arms are nice and strong and all engaged here. And take them back. Palms open, fingers are spread wide. Sweep them up. Now, if you want to amp this up a little bit, we can elevate them without lifting up the torso. It's just the arms. Let's run through this one more time. Take them back and sweep them up. Keep your neck nice and neutral and the shoulders broad. And step your back foot in. Nice job. Switch legs. Right leg goes back. Maybe you open up this left foot a little bit. Arms are high and back behind you. Let's get nice and high on the toes. So this whole back leg is active. You're actually working it. Sweep the arms forward. And back. Now lean into it a little bit more without changing the position of this left leg. So if you look at me from the side, you can see I've really hinged through my hips. And I've got that nice forward lean going on. Take it back. This time I'm going to sweep my arms up. High on the toes on your back foot. Hold it and breathe. And arms come back. And one last time, sweep them up. Hold it and breathe. 3 big breaths. And you're going to lower the hands on either side of that front foot. Step back to your high plank. And let's put the knees down. Tuck your toes under. We're going to do a few cat-cows here. So you're going to round your back, drop your head. Now chest comes forward, look up. Round your back, drop your head. Chest comes forward, look up. Now flatten out your feet. Open up your knees a little bit wider here. We're going to pull the hips back to sit on your heels. You're going to reach your arms out and relax the forehead. 5 big, fantastic breaths. Really getting into that lower back. Fabulous. Come on up onto all fours. We're going to do a little bear here. So I've got my knees back underneath my hips and they're hip width apart. I have little breaks in my elbows. I'm going to take my gaze off the end of my mat and I'm just going to elevate my knees 1 inch. Now to really make this effective for toning our tummy, I'm going to ask you to hollow out the stomach while you hold and breathe. If you want to amp this up a little bit with me, you can lift your left toes 1 inch off the floor. Keep nice and stable through the core and your hips. Try not to shift right. Put that foot down, switch. Toes on the right foot, lift. You're still keeping your knees 1 inch off the floor, your knee. Put that foot down, step back, plank. Now, right back to your down dog. 5 big breaths as you elevate your left leg. Keep your leg up if you can. The option is to put the foot back down. You're going to float your body forward so you're in a high plank with your left leg up. The left leg is nice and straight. Take your gaze off the end of your mat so your neck is neutral. Put that foot down. Meet me back in your down dog. How awesome is that? 3 big breaths. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Okay, let's lift that right leg this time. Let's get higher on the toes on that left foot if you can do it. And in slow motion, bring the body forward with the leg up if you can. Hold and breathe. Take your gaze off the end of your mat. Put that foot down. Meet me back in your down dog. Okay, bend your knees. Feet are hip width apart. You're going to slowly walk your hands back to your feet, and you're going to stay in your forward fold. Wiggle the wrists so you keep them nice and loose. Circle them, maybe change directions. And do a nice slow reverse swan dive all the way back to standing. Sweep your arms up. We're going to run through some sun salutations. If the pace is too quick, slow it down and do your own thing, right? Forward fold. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale down, walk your hands out. You're in your high plank. Walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale, look up, flat back. Reverse swan dive to standing. Inhale, fold forward. Really breathe here. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down, palms down, step jump or float your feet back, hover high. You can always put your knees down, do a halfway hover, right to up dog. Hips up and back. Jump your feet towards your hands or walk them. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Reverse swan dive all the way back to standing. Fold forward. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down, palms down, step jump or float your feet back. Halfway hover, right to up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Jump your feet in. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Reverse swan dive. Nice job. Sweep those arms up, hold them up here. Try to draw the shoulders broad. So you want to really broaden them. Don't let the ribs pop up. And most importantly, you don't want to have a big sway in your back, right? So engage your glutes and see if you can lengthen and grow through your spine. Hands to heart, elbows pressed back. Give me a little squat. So if you look down at your knees, they can track over your first 2 baby toes. Now hollow out the stomach because it just kind of wants to hang out and go on vacation. Don't let it. Arms out. Arms up. Keep the shoulders broad. Keep your neck nice and long. Hands to heart. Maybe we drop it a little lower, maybe not. Arms out and raise them. Back to heart. Out. Maybe we drop down a little. Elevate the arms. Back to heart. Come all the way down into a forward fold. Relax your head. Retract your shoulders. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down, palms down. Meet me back in your high plank. Breaks in your elbows. Left knee to left elbow. Step it back. Right knee forward to the elbow and back. 2 more times. Left side. Keep your shoulders broad, right side, left. Try to elevate your knee. Back to your down dog. Nice job. Whew, that always gets the heart rate up. Okay, walk your feet halfway to the center of your mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release down. Turn to face the right side of your room. Start opening your feet nice and wide while you're in a forward fold. End up with your feet facing forward in the same line. You might need to have a little peek here. Drift your hips back, almost so that you feel you might fall backwards. Okay, and just hang out in this forward fold, but I would like you to retract the shoulders. Now we're just going to take our both hands over to that right foot. Maybe take your face and look at your right knee while you keep drifting back with your hips. Just relax here for a few breaths. Now we're going to bring the hands back center, up to your waist, and now you're going to lunge into that right hip. Sorry, right leg. Right side. Close enough. If you want to, you can take these toes without locking through this left knee and lift them up, or keep the foot down, whatever feels better. We're going to bring the arms out here and just hold. So I'm feeling this in the back of that right leg and a little bit in my thigh just because of this angle we have going on. I hope you are too. Elevate your arms, go for a challenge today. Hold and breathe. Ooh, yes. Little talking going on in that right leg, maybe, maybe not. Hands to heart. Arms out. Arms line up, wrist and shoulder. Hold it. Maybe we get a little lower into that right leg. Okay, relax the arms. Both legs have micro bends in them. Do your forward fold with your shoulders retracted. A little reprieve here. Walk both hands. Keep bends in this left knee and right knee. Take your gaze to that left knee. Both hands holding on the outside of the left foot this time. Should feel really good. Spoiling you guys with a little stretch in the middle of class. Why not? Okay, hands come back center. You're going to lunge into this left knee. Bring your hands to heart. So booty is trying to push backwards, right? Take the arms out. Lift them up. I just saw that my right foot was a little far forward. So make sure that your toes are in the same line, and if not, make a little correction. And if it's more comfortable for you to have this left foot out a little bit, facing a little on a slight angle, do it. You just want to really get into this part of the body here. Elevate the arms. Maybe we drop a little lower, hands to heart. Take them out. Lift them if you can. The option is to always bring your hands back to heart. Bring them forward, out to the side. Really try to get long and strong through the arms, right? And your wrist and shoulders line up. They're at the same height. You're hollowing out your stomach. Meet me back in standing. Forward fold down, halfway this time. So pull in the tummy. We're going to take one arm at a time. Reach them out. They don't need to be close together. Open them up so you can keep your shoulders broad. Take the arms out to the side. Now I want to ask you to elevate your hands a little bit so you feel the upper back doing some work here. along with your stomach because you're hollowing out. Hold and breathe. Your gaze is 2 feet off the mat, so your neck is long. You're drifting those hips back. We have little bends in these knees. Can you lift the arms a little higher? Okay, hands to your waist. Come up with your upper body. We're going to walk the feet in and turn and face forward. Nice job. Little balance challenge. Right knee is going to come up and into the body. There we go. Sometimes you might need to try a few times before you get it, and that's cool. So for balancing, you want to think about keeping your standing leg nice and strong. So I'm not locking out, but I'm engaging muscle. We're not going to get too fancy with this today. But if you can, take your hands to your waist, flex your right foot and just kick it out. Hold it. So now you got a lot of activation going on in this quad. Maybe a little shaking. And relax that leg. Shake it out. And let's switch. Standing nice and tall and long. Let's bring the left knee in. Little break in that right leg, but very active. So we always want to be thinking about keeping a proud chest and broad shoulders. Great job. So if you want to add on here, flex this foot, hands to your waist, straighten the leg. Hold it, kicking that heel towards the front of the room. Try not to lean back, right? You want to sort of maintain the same posture as best you can. And relax. Big deep breath. Nice slow swan dive down with long and strong arms. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, unhinge, reach and lift the body tall. And back to neutral alignment. So neutral alignment is ear, shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle stacked. We're going to step our left foot forward, not that far. So you notice I've got good width between my front and back foot. Take a peek and make sure you do. Get your feet straight. Micro bends in both knees. Your hips are going to stay nice and square. We're going to get a nice release through the back of this left leg by just walking our hands, keeping a long spine. Maybe you go halfway down the shin. Maybe you go all the way. But try to avoid going into spinal flexion. And just relax and enjoy a nice pull all the way along the back of that leg. I think this pyramid pose is one of my favorites. Great stretch for you to do, Donna, after you run. Okay, let's walk the hands back up the leg. And let's switch feet. Step the right foot in and take your left foot back. Make sure both of your heels and feet are firmly planted. Come on down, don't walk out the knee. Feels so good. So the shoulders are retracted. They're nice and broad, and your neck is neutral. Okay, let's bring the hands back up that leg. Now we're going to go right into a triangle pose. So I'm going to ask you to step your back foot a little further back now. Bend into your front knee. And your arms are strong and straight. Now we're going to straighten the front leg and take this hand down as far as you're comfortable, really slowly, as you move your hips towards the back of the room. Keeping a micro bend in your front leg. And try to avoid having your torso come way in front of that leg. You really want to keep it best you can in line with your front leg. If you can, take your gaze, look up at your hand. If that's not comfortable, just look out to the side. Whatever feels good for your neck. Okay, let's bring that hand back up the leg. Come onto your toes on your back foot. Bring your hands to heart. Forward lean. Little bend in this leg. And just rotate both shoulders to the right side of the room. Probably feeling this in your right butt cheek. So maybe you lower the shoulder, the left shoulder a tiny bit lower. So you got a nice hinge through the hip. And come back, square your shoulders. Try to get nice and high on your back foot. And let's rotate again. Nice forward lean as you rotate. And come back. Now you're going to release the arms forward. Keep them nice and wide. And just give me a little rotation with the arms out. You're not going to get as far, but that's okay. I would like the arms straight if you can. And come back. Whoops, don't do that. Hands to heart, step in. Nice job. Take the right leg back. Foot is on an angle. You're facing the right side. Your back foot's on an angle, but the heel's down, and your arms are nice and straight. Okay, right into a triangle pose. Hand comes down, take your gaze, look up. You go as far as you're comfortable while you try to keep moving your hips towards the back of the room. So the right arm should be trying to really reach, so you're engaging it. It's just not hanging out, right? And let's bring that hand back up. Hands to heart. Pivot onto the toes on your back foot. Give me a nice forward lean. And let's start turning to the left. Elevate high on the toes on your back foot so you're really using your calf muscle. Maybe the right shoulder gets a little lower. Come back slowly. So your shoulders are nice and square. Rotate again. Definitely feeling this in my left butt cheek. I hope you are too. Bring it back. Let's extend the arms out. You'll notice I've got my hands pretty wide apart from one another as I begin to rotate left. My arms are straight. I'm not going too far. It's not about how far you go. Definitely a good balance challenge. Bring them back. Let's do it again. High on the toes. Don't let that heel drop. Bring the arms forward. Hold it. Hands to heart. Okay, take the hands down to the floor. Step back. Meet me in your high plank. Breaks in the elbows. Now you can put your knees down if you like. We are going to lower to a low plank on our forearms. So meet me there. So now the elbows are under the shoulders. Please don't drop your face. Your gaze is off your mat. Now hollow out your stomach for me. Your legs are straight. Your heels are driving towards the back of the room. Suck in your belly. Now we're going to roll onto our right forearm, facing the left side of the room into a little forearm side plank. Here's the option. Put your right knee down, lift your left leg up. If that feels better for you, or keep both legs up. Take your gaze, look up at your hand. Now we're going to come back onto both forearms again. Just relax, hollow out the stomach. Press away from the earth. Don't drop your face. Option here is to always put those knees down. If you can, suck in that belly a little longer. Okay, left forearm facing the right side. You always have your left knee down this time, and if you do, your right leg is up. Try to Lift those hips up as best you can. 3 more breaths. Okay, come back onto both forearms. Now we're going to come back to our high plank. Option is the knees are down or not. High plank. Breaks in your elbows. Suck in your belly. 3 breaths here, and we're in a down dog. Okay, move it back slowly to your down dog. Make sure you can see your arms in your sight. Just relax and breathe. Belly pulls in, rib cage pulls in. Heels this time drive towards the earth. Elevate onto the toes, float your body forward to your high plank. Left knee to left elbow. I'm going to ask you to cross it to the right, bring it back to the left, sweep the leg back. You're right back into a one-legged dog. Hold and breathe. Back leg is straight. Okay, let's put the left leg down this time. High on the toes, float your body forward. You're in your high plank. Take your gaze off the mat. Back to your down dog. Heels drive towards the earth, both of them. Feet are hip width apart here. Make sure you see your arms. Elevate onto the toes, float forward. Right knee to right elbow. Cross it to the left. Breaks in both those arms. You got to be using your muscle here. We don't want to stack the joints. Press back. Elevate your leg. Hold and breathe. Suck in your belly. Let's put that leg down. Back to your high plank. Do me a halfway hover and right to up dog. Toes stay tucked under here. Relax and breathe. Nice. Hips up and back all the way. Toes stay tucked under. Move your butt towards your heels. Keep your hands where they were. We're just going to elevate the knees an inch. Getting a little into our lats here. Hold it maybe for a few more breaths if you can. And right to your down dog. Walk your feet halfway up. Turn to face the right side. We're going to open our feet. I'm going to have you keep your feet pointing out a little bit. Come all the way up into a sumo. So remember, whenever we do sumo squats, we like to do a little pelvic tilt so we feel no compression in our lower back. Let's get the arms out. So I'm going to face this way, but if you want your feet on the mat, keep them face to the right. Maybe we start to get a little lower as you try to pull your knees backwards. Lots of inner thigh work here. Elevate the arms. If you want to challenge, otherwise your hands are holding at your heart. And we're just going to elevate the right heel. And then go left. Keep that pelvic tilt. So your arms are as long and strong as you can get them. Remember, everybody wants to tone their arms this year. So if you're hanging out like this, it's not really working for you. Engage muscle. Why not? Maybe you go a little bit lower, maybe not. Just hold, breathe. Nice long neck. Maybe drop a little. Almost there. Really try to pull those knees back. Hands to heart. Hold it, breathe. We are so fortunate to be able to do this together. Are you pulling in the stomach? Please don't forget. Arms out. Can you make your shoulders broader as you retract them? Lots of talking going on, I know. You got this. We're almost done. 2 more breaths. That's it. Nice job. Straighten those legs. Turn back facing forward all the way to the end of your mat. Big deep breath. Oh, so good. Forward fold. Bend your knees. Just relax here and breathe. We've got a nice pigeon stretch coming up because we all need it. So I'm going to have you walk your hands to the front of your mat. You're in your high plank. We're going to start with our right leg. Take that right foot up behind your left hand. Slowly slide that left leg back. You want to be focused on getting your left hip flexor down into the floor and staying off of your right butt cheek. So just relax here and breathe. Maybe face all the way down to the floor. And just chill out here for 6 big, fantastic breaths. Okay, lift back up, come up onto your hands, tuck your toes under on your back foot. You're going to step your right leg back. Hold your plank here, hollow out your stomach. Your face is off the end of your mat, your neck is long. You are feeling strong. Drive your heels towards the back of the room. Keep your legs nice and active. 3 more breaths. And then we're going to pull that left foot forward behind the right hand. Chill out there for 6 breaths, and then we get to say goodbye. So enjoy this last peace, calm, quiet. No distractions. Focus on each breath as it enters and leaves your body. Okay, back up onto the hands. Tuck your toes under behind you. Step back, meet me in your plank. Press back to your down dog. You're going to walk your feet to the middle part of your mat. Hang out forward fold. Let's get some nice blood flow to the face. This is an opportunity for you to create positive thoughts. Just relax and breathe. Maybe you drift the hips forward and back a little. Maybe you don't. Okay, little bends in the knees. We're going to do a reverse slow swan dive all the way back up as you sweep your arms sky. And back to neutral alignment. 1 more big breath. Hold the arms up, reach for the ceiling. And exhale. I thank you guys so much for your power and strength. I love you all. Thank you for being with us today.